Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are we doing? We hope that the conversations and the informational words that we had from our residents were good. It usually happens, we're very excited on the conversations that we have and the message that we want to deliver. That we run a little behind, but we'll catch up. We'll catch up. And we are very happy to present to you about an important initiative that we're doing at Hostos in looking at online course development. And one of the conversations we've had is how do we leverage the use of different technologies, not just AI, but how do we leverage the AI to help us in doing lots of research, improving the instructional design process, improving the research process, and making sure that then we identify lots of ways of how we compare different national standards and find the next level of our process at Hostos. We have a process to evaluate online courses. When we developed, we have a committee called EdTech Leadership Council, where we have faculty representatives from every discipline, and they are the ones that are evaluating the courses that come to our office to make sure that we have the online courses that are being offered at Hostos. We follow an equivalent standard as in-person courses. And one of the things that we've done is making sure that then we have these conversations about how do we use AI, but at the same time, how do we maintain quality and protecting privacy. That's the big questions that we have about, AI, how do you protect privacy? How do you make sure that you follow all of the different rules that we have or policies that we have? And this is something that we have had the conversations today. My name is Carlos Guevara. I'm the director of Office of Educational Technology and the Center for Teaching and Learning at Hostos. And with me, I have Anna Marjanovic, who is our Elements administrator and instructional designer, and who is doing lots of things, lots of creative things with AI and pushing the whole department and helping us push also the institution in having conversations about how, with the proper measures and the proper conversations, how do we leverage the potential of AI?
Excuse me. COTE-d stand for?
I'm gonna just tell you exactly at this moment. The code stands for Compass of Online Teaching Excellence. So this is a framework that we developed to assess or evaluate our courses that are being developed, and to make sure that we'll have a conversation, and I will be providing more details, a conversation on how we are aligning many dimensions, and also how do we become very intentional when we are integrating very key elements, accessibility and a universal design for learning, to make sure that we push inclusion, we push equity when we are designing our courses from the get-go. So Anna?
Okay, so let me talk about COTE a little bit. And let me ask my friend AI to help me with that. We will really briefly explain what COTE Framework is, and then we will continue into another segment of how we use AI to align with COTE. So let me introduce the COTE Framework.
Welcome to the Compass of Online Teaching Excellence, your guide to designing engaging, inclusive, and effective online learning experiences. Whether you're a faculty member refining your course, a course evaluator, or an instructional designer developing new learning materials, COTE provides structured, research-backed support every step of the way. The framework is built on 4 essential keystones that shape strong online courses. Course structure, designing a clear, well-organized learning path. Technology integration, using the right tools to maximize retention and increase engagement. Student engagement, encouraging active participation and interaction. Community building, fostering an inclusive, connected learning space. The keystones are enhanced by Omni Elements, accessibility, universal design for learning, evaluation, and resources. These are flexible tools that make each keystone more inclusive, resilient, and responsive to diverse student needs. Each keystone is more than just a concept. It's a structured set of checklists designed to be used alongside your LMS as you build or review your course. Each checklist focuses on a key area within that topic, providing research-based best practices to guide your course design. But that's not all. Each checklist is enhanced by Omni Elements, making sure that accessibility, universal design for learning, evaluation, and resources are considered in every aspect of your course. Use these checklists as a guide to systematically assess and refine your course, making it more effective and inclusive. Ready to enhance your course? Let's get started.
That was COTE in a nutshell.
Much better than how I would present it.
And
Right.
me, this is an AI lady voice, it's not me. It was faster that way. So we mentioned the checklists, and here they are. They're available on our website. Feel free to use it. So every plus sign will lead you to another set of checklists that is supposed to guide your course design. Today, we are going to focus on the ethical use of AI because there we go. We have a checklist for that. Why not? So these are some top level best practices. For example, clarifying the usage of AI in your course. Academic integrity, we're focusing on that. And these are some ways of how you can approach. Now, we want to show you how we utilized some of these strategies for how to implement AI meaningfully and responsibly and ethically in your course. Under model ethical use, we wanted to show you how we use AI to automate repetitive tasks. And how many, show of hands, how many of you are teaching? Yeah. How many of you like quizzes on Brightspace? How many of you like making quizzes on Brightspace? Yeah, right. But none of you do, right? And here's the workflow for you. So we basically want to show you how we created workflows that use AI, especially Copilot, because CUNY has license for it, safe to use for students and faculty. Privacy data is handled there. So let me go into our brand new AI corner that I forgot to put into the menu, but I know how to find it. And you will see how that is done. Please open. Okay, yay. Okay, here it is. So this is all obviously available for you too. And I will just very quickly go through why Copilot. Again, I mentioned it is CUNY licensed. We pay very close attention to privacy and security for students, staff, and faculty. And we are, like I said, demonstrating how we can use, in one example, AI ethically. Now you have these cute little logos with agents. So here it is, how to use Copilot. Just the basics. And here it is if you would like to create your own agent and contribute to our workflow gallery. And I will show you what I mean in a second. Where is my It's embarrassing. Alrighty, so let's go back because I have a plan B. How to use COTE Framework. Okay. And there it is. Direct line. This is what I mean by a workflow. You first generate a quiz questions with CUNY Copilot, and you just log in, right? And you say, "Hey, Copilot, give me a like couple questions, or 5 or 10 questions, or 35 questions." No more than 35. In my testing, it just doesn't work well. So you basically, here's the chat. You can attach your PowerPoint. You can attach another PDF or whatever you want to attach, and say, using this, just generate 20 multiple choice questions. The agent just works with multiple choice questions for now. Now, step 2 is going into this. Let me go back. Step 2 is going into formatter, and this is the agent. Why? Because there is a open source that converts all these questions into this format that you can just upload as a bulk into Brightspace, right? And it's made by another college. It's open source, but it's really complicated to format it the way we want it. So Quiz Formatter is a bot, and it has only one task. Whatever you put into it, it will format it exactly the same way how we trained it. Well, we didn't train it, but we told it what to do. So you basically use that. It's available to all CUNY. I think I made it available to all CUNY. You can use mine, but if you are interested in using, in creating your own, this is what it looks like. It will just ask you to authenticate with your CUNY credentials. It will tell you what it does if it loads today on this internet, and we will just wait until it loads, and I will go into step 3, which is very easy. This is the test generator that I was talking about. It really likes, here it is. So this is the quiz formatter. This is what it does. The agent reformats the multiple choice quiz question to be pasted into the test generator. You open it, and whatever you paste into it, it's going to give you that output that you want. And just copy paste like 4 times, and that's it. Like 20 multiple choice questions in under 5 minutes is a win, I think. So it's right here. I have it. It's slow. It's very slow, but what can we do? Here's my quiz formatter. There it is. That's the bot. And you just paste your questions, and I will demo it if we have time. Then the next step is you copy these questions and paste them into this formatter here. That is the open source, and that really likes that specific formatting, and just download everything as a CSV file. So this we call a workflow. So we are using AI just to help us out. It's not a single tool that does miracles. It is a helper to help us do whatever we need immediately. So we are going to, here it is. Here's the quiz formatter. So you basically put whatever it outputs here, generate, download, you're done. And you're ready to upload everything on Brightspace. So I will quickly demo it. I know that we are, why is it stopping? I don't know, but we'll just continue. Whenever I go into Copilot here, logo, I can just say can generate let's say 5 1. It will know, even though I don't type really well. And you know, see how it generates. This is the first step, right? Whenever you see the Copilot logo, it's not the bot. I will simply copy this. I will go into my formatter, and I will just paste whatever I want. And when I click hit, please work. Sometimes it, okay, it did. Alrighty, copy, and where is my LMS quiz generator? I'm gonna paste it here. And unfortunately I tried to fix this, but you have to like quote unquote trim it, because this generator does everything spacing wise in a very like peculiar way. And you just have to put here what is that you are downloading and generate quiz questions. It turns green, all good, download, and you're done. And you just upload that CSV into Brightspace. You can create polls, quiz polls. You can use them right away in that was awesome, in your quizzes, and you can continue playing with it. So you can say, let's say, give me like harder questions for college level students, and you put them into one folder in your quiz bank. And then you mid-level, and you can even doing that utilize Brightspace. How do we call adaptive release? Conditional release, so that if a student, let's say, doesn't pass the basic level, you keep giving them those questions to exercise, and then they can continue on the mid-level, and then they pass that, they can go on the higher level. And that's how you can really quickly create all these questions in really no time. Obviously, you have to check the output, because it's AI. Sometimes it goes a little weird, especially if you're not attaching your PDFs or your knowledge base. It will just go on the net and just like do whatever. It's much better, less hallucinatory if you are uploading attachments. So this is the use case of like responsible AI use on the instructor side. That saves time, aligned with the COTE framework. So here it is.
And there is also one thing that is important, right? You're not putting and creating just random questions, right? You're providing background information to AI to make sure that you have a whole set of questions that you use. And then, potentially you want to make sure that you provide or you present these questions in different ways. So you can use, I need to make sure that these questions are provided in a different context. Perhaps the way that I'm presenting the question to my students might not be clear, and other ways of representing these questions might be clear for your students. So now you have an opportunity to generate lots of different ways of presenting the same content knowledge. Yes.
I was just gonna say, my contacts probably need to be upgraded. Was part of your prompt just telling it when you're creating these quiz questions to make sure you put an asterisk at the beginning next to the one that's the correct answer? I see that it was marked like that, but I didn't see the prompt, so I just
I'll
wanted
show you the prompt. And if you are, these custom agents are available to you on Copilot, and let me show you how to edit them, because I was honestly deleting them and putting them from scratch because there's no edit button, but there is a way. So you go to create an agent always, even though you're editing, don't ask why. And then my agent is there. And then you're just finding your agent here. And here's what we call, well, these are instructions, but I don't know, it's somehow left over from GPT. I call it a system prompt. So this is it. I'm sorry, it doesn't stretch nicely. I don't know what to do. Here it is. So I had to twist its arm a little bit. So you are master Brightspace quiz formatter. Your task is to reformat what I paste into this format. And then each question should be a numbered list with multiple choice questions, blah, blah, blah. And I had to repeat it a couple of times because it usually goes its own way sometimes. And what really helps with these is to tell them what not to do. Like you can yell at it in all caps, it will understand it. And I was like, good example output. This is exactly what I want you to do. And I had bad example, like do not do this. And it did it anyways. Like give me like introductory sentence and is there anything else I can help you? I don't want that. It slows me down, but it doesn't want to listen. Still a mind of its own. Still it works pretty well from what we want. So if you want a system prompt to tinker with, I'm happy to send it to you. And so we can even post it online for you to use it as a starter and create your own. Maybe tinker with it in order to create other types of questions, because I'm a little afraid it might get confused with all these types of questions. But
And remember, bro, we are the owners of the content at the end of the day, which means that before we even take that and put into the next steps, we want to make sure that then we check, that we review, and then that all of this content is actually working with what we want for our students. Once we have that component, the human aspect, right, the human AI synergy, then we are ready for doing the other steps. So one of the goals that we have with this AI corner is to make sure that then we create a number of useful tools that will help us simplify, streamline the work that we're doing and sharing that information. A lot of you, and then I think we have a couple of examples of faculty who have opportunities on creating their own badge for a specific course. And then making sure that then you provide the context, you provide the knowledge, and then you ask, help me out in how I would potentially present feedback to this assignment without being X, without being Y. You know, I know this student is going through this situation. How can I phrase it in such a way that is inviting? Or what are some of the elements that I might be missing in grading this assignment? So then you have an assistant, you have a teaching assistant. Again, you are the one that is given the final conversation. You're the one that is presenting the feedback to your students, not AI, but is helping you in those ways. Assistants, so you create all of those assistants. There's another pilot that another tool that we have in collaboration with our colleagues from the tutoring center. And that, how do we use this as a tutor assistant to help our tutors have conversations and guiding our students as when they're coming to the tutoring center or having other ways of having conversations? How do we phrase ways of deconstructing the problem and helping and giving some insights on how you could approach guiding more or in a different way to your students? So one of the goals is to make sure that then we show tangible examples, making sure and pushing the important element of ethical and responsible use of AI all the time and empowering them.
yeah, and I want to add to that note, we're very big on UDL, Universal Design for Learning, and with this workflow that we just demoed it, you can implement UDL by transforming questions into situational questions, like give students situations where they can apply what they know, right? So it's not just multiple choice, it's a little more. So now you have the workflow as a tool to help you achieve that, right? And we all invite you, this page will soon have a submit button to submit your solution, your workflows, your creative outputs, because remember, AI works for you and we're all creative here, right? So if you have like an issue that you struggle, I spent so much time on this, and this was necessity is the mother of all inventions. I was doing the Are You Ready course, transferring all these quizzes from Blackboard into Brightspace. I'm not doing this by hand, right? So, okay, let me create a bot to help me out. And there you go. So it's very useful. I still use it. I still teach faculty on how to use it. And I have one faculty here who is using it.
I had a test that I was hesitant. I was gonna put it in my hands, and Anna was like, let's walk through step by step. And we did like 100 questions, and then I was able to do another 300 on my own within under an hour. That's how simple it is.
Yeah, that is very simple. Yeah, hopefully we can use the last two steps. There should be some vibe coding going on, but so you can use it. And thank you, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, that's
All right, do you have any questions? And please contribute, please contact us. We would like to hear your solutions. Anything else, Carlos?
No, I think any questions?
I have an Excel spreadsheet students are doing graphs about the different countries, the amount of carbon dioxide that they emit. And I'd like to, and that's on a jump drive. So can I use that to generate questions based on the graph?
Yeah,
So I
just
can put the
upload-
jump drive in there and then follow what you just told me.
Yeah, what the first step, when you put that drive in, when it says attach, go to your drive and attach, and it say, give me questions.
Right.
But no more than 35, it just goes little.
Well, no, 6 are fine.
Well, 10, well, 10 is a nice.
Say
one.
that.
The more the merrier, 20 is okay. Yes, but.
That's it, that's it, the good thing of how this is being, it continues to be improved and developed, you know, there's, not in Copilot, but I'm assuming it's getting closer, in that the more that you use, you put your own context, right? You put the resources, you put the knowledge that you know, right? The contextual elements from your class, right? You will not only provide the data set that you have, but you will potentially want to provide what are the learning outcomes for this course? What are the elements that I'm teaching in this course? This course is an undergraduate level or a 100 level, 200 level. You want to provide all of the context.
You want them to think, not just produce a graph, but to think of the implications.
Right,
So you want to provide all of that context because then the questions that you're generating are aligning with what you want to accomplish. Because, you know, if you put it, these are my learning outcomes for my class, and this is the data set. So help me out to create and put questions so that it responds to those learning outcomes. So you're doing all of that, and of course, you're the one that is going to be reviewing that to make sure that then that.
and just a quick reminder, if you're creating your own version of this, turn off the knowledge in web search because it will just go on the web for no reason. Just like say no. Another use case that we are hopefully going to push, right face bot. We have, yeah, I'm been harassing for that. So we have a lot of custom instructions on how to use Brightspace for faculty. And there is a bot that you can just ask how to use for Hostos. We teach at Hostos, and this is specifically for Hostos. So it will not hallucinate. It will not give you weird answers that are just like from other version of Brightspace that we don't use. It will just like do what you have, and if you don't know, then do not answer. You know, push users to live help, which it does. So Carlos is breaking it a lot, so it withstood.
And the purpose of this is to have immediate support, right? Our campuses don't have 24/7 support, but then this tool allows for an interaction with an agent that will be able to give you guidance and step-by-step solutions on some of the problems that you might be working on. I'm working on creating a quiz and then I'm getting stuck. I don't know where the problem is. So then you can take a picture of that. And this is where I'm getting stuck. And then this will be able to analyze the picture. Oh, you forgot to click this. Just make sure here are the steps. Go step 1, step 2, step 3. This is not that AI has all of that information, but we are providing all of the guidelines, all of the information that we already have available in our website, which has been curated by us. But then now this is the knowledge base that this bot is using to help. In that you will be able to have those conversations. And with this, we were having this conversation on ChatGPT. That's where we started. And the implications of data privacy, implications of that stopped us on not deploying it. Now that we have Copilot, then we are able to run it because there's a license CUNY-wide. It is for Hostos. Most of the use of Brightspace is standard throughout CUNY, so we're open for our colleagues from other CUNY campuses to help us in breaking, so then we can continue improving it. And then contribute to this AI corner as well. Help us push And then, we want to see your creativity. We know that you can do lots of things using AI and empowering, enhancing your courses.
Thank you, Carlos. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for. Any questions? Or if you would like system prompts for us to share with you, if you want the Brightspace bot to be adjusted to your campus, let me know and I will share the system prompt. And soon, right, Carlos? Soon you will be able to interact with the
Yeah.
Hostos Brightspace bot.
See, that's how you negotiate live.
No, we take privacy very seriously.
Yes.
Nope, it was a card. No, even though we had the bot for like a year or so, I was sad. But thank you so much.
Thank you.